today to talk to you about why the world needs more young writers. You are probably thinking, young writers, their stories wouldn't be any good. But I say we have a lot more potential to become amazing writers than you think. Hi, my name is Emil, and I'm a 10-year-old in grade 4. So what is writing? Google defines it as the activity or skill of making coherent words on paper and composing text. But to me, the definition of writing is being able to express feelings or emotions through a creative style of words. So I believe any kids that have a starving passion to write and can be super creative to think outside the box can become an amazing writer. Let me tell you a bit about myself and how I got my passion for writing. I started writing at the age of 4. My parents used to read to me daily. Everything from Brown Bear, What Do You See to Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. I love listening to them read, and this is something we still love to do to this day together. One story my parents used to read to me that really stood out was The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. One day we went to the mall, and Dad bought me a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book that was blank inside, so you could write your own adventures in it. That was where my writing journey started. If I could give you an important tip, I would say to start with a blank slate. The reason this is important is because having words to start with influences the direction your story goes in, and you don't want that. In my opinion, the possibilities are infinite compared to a slate with words already written. A year later, when I was 5, I started to write independently. One of the first stories I wrote about was about losing my 6th tooth. I even taped that tooth into my journal. My tooth became an artifact, a visual you could say, because it allowed me to write more descriptively. Soon after, I also wrote about becoming a big brother, and my sister became my muse. Having inspiration is important because it allows you to write better and envision the moment. Another year passed and I began writing comics. I still do this by myself or with friends. As an 8-year-old, I published my first book. I love writing and hope to one day become an author. So, what's the point of all this information? Why does the world need more young writers? Well, it comes with benefits, all right, and absolutely zero downsides. You feel more in the zone when writing and feel like you can't be distracted. Writing can help not only you, but also others. Writing is very helpful to me because I find that it improves my writing at school, allows me to reflect on my day, and makes me feel more productive with my time. How does it help others, you're probably wondering? Well, you know that annoyance and or desperation you feel when you can't find the right book? If other kids your age write books, we can produce great reading material that is appropriate and suitable for each other. Now, you've probably heard of the phrase, there's strength in numbers. But I say there's also knowledge in numbers. What I'm getting at is this. We have many great kid writers in the world who can inspire each other to become more creative. Take peer editing, for example. Imagine if a kid had the opportunity to email his favorite author with suggestions and feedback. Sharing these ideas may help the author to improve their next book. This time is crucial to write at home and pretty much anywhere else you can, because there's something that has come around that could hold us writers back. Something called artificial intelligence, also known as AI. If we're not careful, AI can take away creativity from young minds. Now, you can go online and say, write me an essay on any topic, and this bot will spit out an essay for you. I think it is important that we need to be independent for ourselves, especially for writing, and try to write every day so we can keep our creative streak going. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against AI. I actually think it benefits writers in many ways. I just think if we're not careful, it can take away our creativity. A test given to 1,600 children aged 4 to 5 revealed that 98% of them were considered at a genius level in terms of creativity. As the group got older, their genius status went steadily down. NASA concluded that as you get older, our creativity goes down due to the expectations of our educational system. You have less time for fun things that fuel imagination, but instead have to focus on more school-related work. Do you know what this means? It means kids have the potential to create great imaginative stories. For example, a grown-up would never think up of the story of a cybernetic robot pirate goat who has a legendary sword of taco mania and who rides a mutant llama. And if one did, a kid would probably be able to write it better. Also, writing can change your life in many ways. It can be more than just a thing teachers make you do at school. It becomes more of a hobby. For me, I do writing for fun, when I'm bored or have an exciting, cool idea. So, one last thing before we wrap up. I'd like to talk about how to take action in the writing community. Authors need help, and the best way to do it is to take action. We can help authors in lots of ways, like write them a message, write a review online, or recommend their books to family and friends. Also, you should try and go to book signings, try and take care of your books, and try and influence your friends to write. For example, if you write a cool book and bring it to school, it may influence others to write, strengthening your school's love of writing. So what are you waiting for? Grab a pencil and some paper and get to work. Thank you for listening.